What's up? What's up? And it is the Run
Duo.
I am
Yes.
Tommy Mitchell.
And you had to think about that? I'm India Cook.
Yeah, I'm not sure who I am anymore. But anyway, welcome to episode
37.
37
Yes, sir.
of the Run Duo podcast.
Yes. Welcome.
We if you're watching Almost Live, we back at my place.
Yes.
So at some point you may hear a screaming child. I mean, we ain't hurting nobody, but he screams. So
He's so cute, though, y'all. Super cute. And he just be smiling.
Grinning.
He is so
grinning.
cute.
He loves his. Like you put him in the mirror, he just be grinning. He loves himself.
Really?
I got trouble. He
When
gonna
I
be
was
so
holding him,
vain.
he had his little arm back here. I'm like, what you doing? He's like, lay. I'm like,
Yes.
okay.
He is
You
a
only a
vain
couple
child.
months old.
Yes.
What is going on?
Yeah, he think he it. So, and his mom makes sure he believes he's it.
I'm
so
sure. That's
it's
what she's
all
supposed
good.
to do. She's
Exactly.
mommy.
Exactly. She is mommy.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
how was your week?
The
or
week-
last 2 weeks?
The last 2 weeks have been good.
Okay.
Obviously, I'm transitioning to a new job, so I'm really, really excited. So that's taking. It's just been the last 2 weeks of transition. I'll just say that. So
Last 2 weeks of transition.
last 2 weeks of transition, but it's been good. Still staying consistent with my running schedule.
Mhm.
So been staying on top of that. Long run still have been feeling like crap. But I've been doing them.
Oh my God.
And speed work. And speed work has been cut short. Like I literally during speed work I've been able to get through half the workout and then I'm just
Like,
I
you
just
done.
can't I'm toast. So
Yeah.
yesterday I had a 2-mile warm up and then I had 1.5 mile repeats and then with a mile recovery in between.
Mhm.
And then cool down. And literally, like, after those 2 miles and that first 1.5 mile repeat, I was like, I couldn't go anymore. Like, and I don't know, honestly, I don't know if it is, I don't know. I think it's a mix of a couple things.
Mhm.
It's hot as hell outside.
Yeah, because you are running at the pinnacle of heat.
So usually I'm going at 7
Mhm.
because it is so hot.
Yeah.
Because I'm trying to get the workout done
Yeah.
in enough time so I have daylight.
Yeah.
So in the morning, I can't technically do track or speed work
Yeah.
when in the dark because there's no lights on the track.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, I think Darrell and them do it track work somehow.
Uh-huh.
Darrell, let us know how you do it. Track work in the dark. I don't know if he has lights or whatever the situation is.
Uh-huh.
But that's one thing. But so I do have to go in the evening, but it is heat. The heat is up. So
Yeah.
I'm very hot, trying to hydrate heavily. I've been trying to stick on a gallon of water a day.
Okay.
So my new coworkers probably think I'm crazy because I'm going to the bathroom every 20 minutes. But they probably think I'm doing. So I don't know what
Yeah.
they think I'm probably doing.
Mhm.
But I literally texted Coach O yesterday after my workout, screenshotted my workout,
Mhm.
and I have no shame when I don't complete a workout. Or fully complete a workout, I still send it. Like, I just be like, listen.
Yeah.
So I sent him workout yesterday, and I was like, any suggestions? Because I am, like, I literally told him I'm crashing in the middle of my speed workouts. And he's like, what do you mean crashing? And I'm like, literally don't want to do this shit no more. Like, I literally have no energy to keep pushing through.
Mhm.
And not only physically but also mentally. And
Yeah.
so he was like, obviously slow up if that's the case.
Uh-huh.
And obviously, again, check your nutrition. That's Coach O's thing. What have you been eating? Because you need to make sure you're fueling your body enough to have the nutrition that you need.
Yeah.
So that's been definitely his focus. So
Well, I mean, I'll say this. I don't care what paces you're running. I think for what Coach O, based on, the workouts he has you doing, it might take one cycle for you to get down that speed work. 'Cause speed work is
it's not easy.
I mean, when I do speed work, it reminds me why I didn't run track
Right.
in high school because I hated it. I hated, repeats and all that good stuff. So,
It's
yeah.
very humbling. Speed work is very humbling. When you take it to the track, it humbles you on how good you really are.
Yeah.
And also your mindset and kind of where you are mentally
But the rewards of speed work
is amazing.
are incredible. I mean, your confidence because you've been doing that speed work. Honestly, when I get in a group with speed work and then I go and do like I need to run like marathon pace for whatever miles, it feels like I'm walking the marathon pace because I've been doing the speed work. So it gives you benefits.
Yeah, that's exactly. I know Becky. She said that on my post earlier this week. She was like, "But the rewards of speed work." I was like, "Yeah, you're right." So I'm gonna continue to try to do them, and that's just my transparency. On there are some days that speed work just doesn't get completed. My other miles, I'm doing every single mile because it's miles. It's a little different. What I did switch up yesterday in my speed work is my warm up. I took it to the street, out and back by the track, and then I did the actual repeats on the track.
Okay.
But I did that for two different reasons, because sometimes I feel like during my warm up, I'm like, oh my god, like I haven't even gotten to the workout yet.
Gotcha.
And then the other thing of it is that I was trying to make sure that I got a part of my workout done so that I could get on the track in enough time before it got dark. And beat the football. The football players are there, so I try to wait until.
Well, you go to middle school?
I go to Tucker. Hi.
Oh, you do go to Tucker. Okay.
I thought y'all was gonna pass me yesterday because I was running up and down the street over here. I was like, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna see Tommy and Heather. I do them. When we do podcast week, I usually do it. It's been either Tuesday or Wednesday. However, we do our schedule.
Oh, okay. And what time?
I usually get out there at 7.
Oh, I might join you.
Tommy.
Because honestly, I used to, like, after work, I used to jog. That'd be my warm up is to run up there, and I just haven't been able to. But you can run out there. You know what? Because of the football team, and I see the band out there when I'm coming home.
Yes. So exactly. So yesterday I was running past. The band was out there. The football team was out there. And I literally just ran up and down Lawrenceville Highway for 2 miles, and then by the time I got back, they were leaving. So they leave by 7. And then people that don't go to the school and all that, you see them coming on at 7. Like everybody knows 7 o'clock. Okay,
that's when you can. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. So because it just kind of. I need to get back at it.
Right.
Because I got this past week we went to Dominican Republic. So I ain't trained at all in the DR.
Yeah.
But mainly because I wasn't feeling well. I've been sick. So if y'all hear me sneeze, sniffle, I just took some alcohol,
sound a little
burp,
nasally.
whatever. It's because I've been under the weather. So I really haven't run in almost it's going on 2 weeks now.
Okay.
So I'm gonna do what I do when I miss 2 weeks. I kind of take it back. I back it up a little bit, build myself back up to where I'm supposed to be. So we'll see how the race goes because I'm gonna be behind the 8 ball. But I'll definitely come out there.
Yeah, for sure.
And hang out and do, because I definitely have track workouts every week that I'm supposed to do, and I don't always do it. Yeah. So I like strength running because in my plans it has a thing call strength running where it is just longer, but you are running faster than marathon pace. So they'll have you run like 5 1 mile repeats at something that's maybe 20 seconds faster than your marathon pace or whatever goal pace you have for a race.
Yeah.
So I like doing those better, but I know speed work needs to be done.
Yep.
Most definitely.
Yes.
Now, before we get too far, we are going to have a guest. We're going to have MLT. If you live in if you live in North Carolina, you know who MLT is. He's I think he stepped down, but he was one of the captains for BMR. I want to say in Raleigh-Durham. So we're going to talk with him a little bit. He's going to talk a little bit about the Venoms versus the Mongoose. I guess they're going to have another showdown within BMR up in Atlantic City. So he's going to talk a little bit about that. And, of course, a little bit about his training. He's one of the guys, when I was doing Shut Up Tommy and I talked about Hanson training all the time, he started Hanson training as well. And, he got some good results as well. So we'll talk to him a little bit about that.
And just so you know, BMR Black Men Run, because I know we have some people that are not familiar with.
I plan on going into their history when we talk with him.
Okay, good.
But yeah, I was gonna explain a little bit more about it. Don't worry, I wasn't just gonna leave y'all out there
right.
like BMR.
What is that?
But anyway, so we do have a guest. Now, you told me, and I guess if you want to go into it now, about something that Coach O told you.
So, of course, as we're getting closer to my race, as I'm looking at, like I just explained, my long runs have been crappy, right? So, I have, in my mind, I'm calculating. I'm like, well, shit, if I can't complete this amount, 10 miles, 11 miles within a certain amount of time, like, how am I going to even meet my goal for a half marathon? Like, is it possible? Like, I'm just kind of trying to be realistic with myself. Like, all right, Andy, you got a little bit over a month left. Are you going to be able to do it? So, of course, like Coach O said, I asked questions. And so I asked him, I was like, honestly, I was like, is it realistic? Like, is my goal realistic at this point?
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm not gonna lie, I begin to discourage because my long runs, it's like I'm slugging along, and when I'm done, I'm just exhausted. So, you know, he of course was like, well, I want you to think about what your last PR was. So for those that don't know, my half marathon PR was in 2016, year 2016, and that was 2:43 and some change, right? So that's my half marathon PR overall. Whereas for the race, I'm trying to sub 3. So for those that have been trying to calculate and figure out, there go the numbers. So for the race in October, I'm trying to do a sub 3 half marathon, and so anything under 3 hours is great. So I am not trying to get sub 2:43 for the race because I understand that I'm in a different place. So of course, within that conversation, Coach O said, "How much did you weigh when you did your PR in 2016?"
Yeah.
And I had to be honest. I was 30 pounds lighter.
Okay.
And that just is what it is. So, being that I was 30 pounds lighter, Coach O was like, I'm just going to tell you a little information. This isn't to discourage you. This isn't to, you know, make you feel like you can't do what you would like to do. But usually what he said was, technically, it's 3 seconds per pound.
Okay.
So, every pound that you have extra from where you would like to be slows you down
now,
3 seconds.
3 seconds per pound per mile? Is that what we're talking about? So is that what he's saying? As far as your mile pace, per mile pace, it slows down 3 seconds. Let me see. I was trying to do the math in my head for myself. Because when you mentioned that, I said, yeah, definitely.
Yeah. But I mean, at the end of the day, because what I call it, so I know for me, I tell people, I'm like, I got extra cargo. Whether that be thighs, behind, like, it's cargo to me. You know what I mean? So it's like, at the end of the day, if you have more weight, you are going to more than likely be a little bit slower than what you probably were. Now, disclaimer, there are going to be people out there that are heavier than me. There's going to be people out there that are heavier than Tommy that can be faster than us. But for me to get back to the pace that I would like, I'm going to have to drop some weight.
Yeah.
So that has been a focus. And so, of course, I, in my mind, was like, oof, like, that's a lot, and it was a tough pill to swallow. Like, when he texted me that, I had to wait like an hour or two before I responded to him because I was a little salty, but then I was like, it's not his fault. You know what I mean? But it was just like, that's the realness of it. But then we had to back up and have the conversation on, okay, I get that. So I before we even started this, I was not trying to sub 2:43. Like, I wasn't trying to do my PR from 2016, but what I was trying to do is course PR at the race. So at the end of the day, I still have an opportunity to course PR. I think that race day is going to give me a little bit more than these long runs. But I got to get this weight off.
Yeah, I mean, and I agree, because I know I'm not as light as I was when I ran my PR in the marathon. I ran a 3:55 in Savannah, and I'm not as light, and I couldn't even come close to a 3:55 right now. You know, regardless of, you know, but it's, and I don't know if I just because I'm older or my nutrition's different or I'm just not as consistent, but it just not falling off like it used to. Because, I mean, honestly, I think I dropped, during just marathon training, I dropped like 20 pounds. You know.
I remember that.
Yeah, I dropped it. And, I mean.
I was like, what you doing? You was disappearing. I was like, what you doing?
But you know what?
Like, no sugar.
I wasn't. Yeah, exactly. I wasn't eating sugar. I wasn't eating as much. I definitely was eating lighter. And also, I was in the gym at lunchtime at work.
Were you doing 2-a-days?
Well, I would work out. I work out every day in the gym. I mean, it'd be like a 20-minute workout, but it would be like I would do chest, some back, and core every day. Pretty much. Maybe, well, let's not say every day. Let's say 4 times a week. And I was running. Right. But like right now, I can't come home and just go run 7 miles. It just is not gonna happen.
So that's what I told my workman the other day. I was like, once I get acclimated with this job, I'm gonna have to crunch in some 2-a-days. I said, because that's the only way that, not the only quote unquote only way, but the way that I'm gonna be able to do it is I'm gonna have to be running in the morning or running in the evening and hitting the weights in the morning or vice versa. And even for me, like the people that I see, I know one of the guys that we interviewed, Eric, he's working out 2-3 times a day, and of course that's not realistic for the average person.
Yeah.
But when you see people cutting weight quickly, they aren't just doing
Eric has
one
cut
workout
weight.
a day.
He definitely,
his before and after is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of one of the, not ridiculous in a bad way, but it's amazing.
Yeah, exactly. You are ridiculous.
You are ridiculous for doing that. What are you doing? So not that, but just, it's great. So you have to change some stuff up. And of course, Coach O expressed to me, nutrition is important. He is about fruits and vegetables. Of course, he has not verbally said no meat, but he's like fruits, vegetables. He prefers raw vegetables, but if they're cooked, that's fine as well. But we all know that when you cook vegetables,
you lose some of the nutrition. Yeah, exactly.
And he's like, all the sugary drinks, you need to be drinking water only and doing your Powerades and Noons and all that stuff. He was like, that stuff has sugar.
Yeah.
Save those only for long run days.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of one of those things where a whole lifestyle change has to happen in order for it to happen. I've dropped a pound or two, you know, over the last couple of weeks because I've been trying to change some things. But we also have to understand life stress, things change. Like, that holds weight. You can be doing everything you need to be doing, but stress and all that stuff can hold weight too.
Most definitely. But, I mean, and the thing is, it's all about what you want. So, you know, India's goal is to get back to running PRs. But, you know, not everybody's goal is speed. Some of it, like we were talking about, like, they just want to complete it. So, we're not saying everybody has to go out and drop 20 pounds. But if your goal is to get faster, weight loss works. I mean, it just does.
Weight loss works, speed works, hill training works. There's a lot of things that you can work on in regards to speed. For some people, working out with other people works. Obviously, getting your limbs more, doing more strength training so you can become stronger. That's something that works. Also, recovery. Like, what people don't realize, you know, and I was telling Nicole the other day, I was like, when's the last time you stretched? You know what I'm saying? Like, stretching, getting massages, you know, whatever PT services. What's the back people?
What, the who?
The back doctor.
Oh,
chiropractor. Lord, I couldn't think of it. Going to a chiropractor, like, all of those things make a difference on how well your stride works and all of those things. So if you're not doing those things, that's something that I've been focusing on too, is at least stretching 1 to 2 times a day. Like, literally getting in there and doing some stretching, because that makes a difference too, because you're not going to be able to move if you're not limber enough. So if you're not doing all the things, it's not one magical solution to getting faster, and everybody's different.
Like we say, gotta live like a runner. Yes, definitely gotta live like a runner.
Yes.
But yeah, so I completely understand, and of course, go get a coach. Go get Coach O. If you want to get faster,
Lace Up Fitness.
Lace Up Fitness. Go
get
Coach O.
They have all different types of coaches.
Yeah, whoever
they have
works
nutrition
best for you.
if you want to get the nutrition, if you want to get the strength training, if you want to get the run coach piece, they have a coach for all of that. So
exactly.
Definitely do that.
Exactly.
Yes. So speaking of that, so of course I'm half marathon training. My race is in October.
The race.
We have, and at this point, majority of people are halfway through their training or a little bit over halfway through fall marathon training. Let's say fall marathon training. So we got Berlin, a little bit less than 6 weeks. We got New York City, a little bit less than 11 weeks, and then we got Chicago, a little bit less than 8 weeks. So at the end of the day, everybody is almost time.
People are like, they're going to start hitting that Taperville, which Taperville is probably one of the greatest places ever.
It's glory. It is glory. So Taperville is when you're able to pull back on some of those long run miles. When you drop that 20 and now you can do, 19, 18, 15, like you're doing those lower miles.
Yeah, and also I think Taperville is when you start to feel like, oh, I did get faster. Because I mean, if you're doing your training right, probably during the actual meat of your training, every run sucks.
Yes.
Every run sucks because you've been on your legs all the time, you're running all the time, you're putting in all these miles, but then you start doing Taperville, and your legs get a little bit of rest.
Right.
And you can feel it.
Right.
You can feel like, oh, I feel lighter. I feel faster. I feel like, maybe I will be able to hit this goal that I set for myself.
Right. So I will say, Tommy, and one of the reasons why I want to talk about this, I've run into probably like 5 runners over the last couple weeks or last month that they've been either training for their first full or haven't done a full long time, and all of them are like, I'm over this. I'm tired and I'm over it. And right before Taperville is when that is what that is. Like, you're tired, you're exhausted. You start losing you start feeling like, why did I sign up for this?
Yes.
Why is this taking so long?
Yes.
Can race day just not get here? I'm physically tired. You don't want to do workouts. And the thing about it is that when you're fall marathon training, you are training through the heat of the summer.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
So at the end of the day, you're slowing down your pace.
Yeah.
Or you should be slowing down your pace a little bit because you need to adjust to the weather. You're having to wake up early as hell because you're trying to beat the heat, or you're running late at night because of that.
Yeah.
You're trying to balance work life, social life. You know, during the summertime, there's your picnics, your cookouts, your festivals. Mm-hmm. So you're trying to do social life and you're trying to marathon train. You have, so your longer days, so you're trying to fit a lot of stuff in, earlier mornings. And it's a lot of different things that are encompassed to fall marathon training that I think people don't realize versus spring marathon training. It's different.
Yeah. Yeah.
It is very different because you're training through the winter. Of course, you have your own woes with marathon training.
No matter when you're training for a marathon, you're going to have something to deal with, of course. That's why not everybody runs marathons.
And mentally, you probably are a little bit more frustrated with yourself during summer training because you are slowing down. And you're like, oh my God, like, am I going to make my goal? Because you're slowing down because of the heat. It's so hot outside. So you start second guessing. Am I ready for this?
Yeah.
Am I going to do it? So I just want to tell you guys to stick with it. It is definitely going to happen. Stay on top of your nutrition. Don't forget to drink electrolytes along with water. I think a lot of times we're like, oh, hydrate.
Yeah.
And all we're doing is drinking water, but we're not getting that salt and stuff in your system.
A good Gatorade will make a huge difference in the middle of a run.
Yes.
It makes a huge difference.
And even on my long runs, I've been switching that up. I'll either freeze. I don't know why this thing won't start.
Yeah, there you go.
Anyway, I will either freeze my Powerade or freeze water, and then in the middle of the run I'll get the opposite because I need both.
Yeah.
So definitely do that, and of course your recovery.
I think in the summer partnering up with other people makes a huge difference, because summer it's real easy to go, well, they're having that concert. It's real easy to do that during the summer. It's easy so it's better it's good to have somebody that's doing something with you, because you both can go, we're gonna miss this party. Now if you live in Atlanta though and you run with Atlanta people, they probably gonna run the 20 miles and go to the party. So
oh yeah, they doing it.
Yeah, they doing both.
And I was thinking about that this weekend because the ATL relay is this weekend. And I was like, how can I fit in? Because I got 13 this weekend. I'm like, how can I fit in the 13 and go to cheer on the race? And I'm like, India, you have to get your butt up at 3:30 in the morning to go run.
To get your 13?
To get my 13 in before the race, because I wanted to cheer it on. I was not signed up for the race, but I wanted to cheer.
You don't like to run it on Sundays?
It's going to throw my whole week off. So that means like Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, my rest days are going to be mixed up.
Okay, gotcha. All right. I'm a Sunday long run person.
I'm a Saturday, so I can chill. Sundays is my chill day. I do my errands, I do my meal prep, and I rest all day.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah,
you're going to have to get up early if you're trying to get down there and cheer.
Yeah. So don't forget, obviously your recovery and all that stuff is important, and rest.
Yeah.
I realized that I've been starting to track my sleep on my Garmin more often. I usually don't like to sleep with anything on.
Yeah.
And so lately I'm like, all right, wear your Garmin to bed so that you can track your sleep. Getting these little 4 and 5 hours. That ain't.
Yeah.
That's not recovery.
No, that is not recovery. I mean, and rest is very important when you're training for any race, whatsoever.
Yes.
So yeah, I completely understand that. But Taperville, if you're getting to Taperville, congratulations.
Yes,
you
it's
made
coming.
It's coming. You get ready, to hit the race. Now, do you do tracking? Like, do you on your watch? Do you do steps and stuff like that?
It's there.
Yeah,
but I don't keep up with it.
Okay. Have you ever been what was it? Fitbit?
So my first watch was a Fitbit that I also track my running with. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Did you used to do like the challenges and things like that?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think I have mine set at like 10,000 is like my minimum.
A day. I got you. Yeah, because Heather just got an Apple Watch and she's all about steps again.
Oh.
Like, dude, you had a Fitbit for like 20 years.
Right.
You hadn't done a challenge, but now got that Apple Watch.
Yes.
So she's all
I'm not really into the steps because at the end of the day, like as a runner, you tally up those steps real quick.
Yeah, that is true. When I used to have a Fitbit, I used to that's when I was training for a marathon. I used to look at my steps. But you know what was crazy? Of course, everybody that would be in challenges with me were runners too, and there'd be. I'm sorry. I think people used to stand with their Fitbit
and just jump up and
just
down.
because sometimes I would look at the amount of steps and I'd be like, There's no damn way your ass at 20,000 steps. It's 9 o'clock in the
9
morning.
o'clock in the morning.
Exactly.
No, true story. True story. They behind you up at midnight running. And
Exactly.
then they go back to sleep. And then they running again before work.
I'm like
What are you
the
doing?
hell?
Right.
So yeah, those are crazy. The reason I'm thinking about, because I'm just thinking about different things that different runners do to motivate themselves. So steps, that sort of thing is another way when you're partnering up with other people. Just things that keep you moving.
Yes.
That sort of thing.
And I think you always have to check your goals and why you got started in this. I think sometimes we get so caught up in the PRs and I want to do better at this time and I want to do this, I want to do this. Like, why did you start running? Like, do you ever think about why you started running or why you set these goals or why you're doing this in the first place? And don't lose the love of running. And I think in the midst of marathon training and the process and all that stuff, you lose sight of that because you're so into the logistics of things.
Yeah.
And it's like, you have to reset. You definitely have to reset.
Yeah, and also don't set goals that are way out there. Like, set reasonable goals because you run this one and then you set a little bit better goal for the next one,
right.
And so on and so on. Because I think sometimes people set these goals like I'm going to qualify for Boston, and you're just not. You're not in that realm yet.
You got to take 30 minutes off your time within the next couple of months. It's like, bruh, that ain't
gonna happen.
That's not realistic. I mean, we have some people that are machines out here, but that technically some of those things aren't.
But those machines have taken time to get there. There are most people that are at Darrell. I mean, he'll probably tell you quick. It has taken him, just even from the time that I've known Darrell, he's gone from one level to the next level. But even before I met him, he had gone from a sedentary lifestyle to where he was, and now he's taken it even another step. But it's all taken time to get there.
Yeah, and then the thing about it is that you also don't want to overtrain.
Yeah.
So I think that some people set those lofty goals, Chami, and then they overtrain trying to hit that goal. And then all of the symptoms of overtraining are being seen, and they're just like, oh, no, it's just because I've been working out a lot. And it's like, no, you're overtraining, and you're pushing your body to limits to where you're not going to execute a result.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
That's when it becomes a problem. So when you start getting lack of appetite and poor sleep, restless legs, dehydration for ladies, when you start losing, your cycle starts becoming off and it's not regular like it should unless you have some other issues going on. Your goals are no longer exciting. You're having inflammation in areas that you probably wouldn't have. You may be overtraining. So for some of the people that are in training right now, some of those symptoms, if you have some of those symptoms, you might want to kind of check yourself, take some time. I'm not telling you to take days off, but check what you're doing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And are you recovering, refueling yourself, eating correctly, taking iron and, different things to, turmeric to help with some of the inflammation? Are you getting your iron and your vitamin D to help with your energy? There's a lot of different things that you can be doing. But if you're starting to overtrain, you want to watch yourself because that could cause you to not execute on race day.
Exactly. Well, are we ready?
Yeah.
For our next
I
guest?
think we're ready.
Well, good to go. So we're going to bring him on in just a second.